Okay, we are officially recording. Let's get rock and roll. I guess, look, I'm sorry about last week. I totally spaced it, got distracted by spring break. I was in St. George and it just didn't happen. So a couple things, I missed doing the video and I missed getting the last video out in a timely manner. But you now have that. It's in your inbox and it's posted to the Facebook group. It's also posted to Circle so you can see the video from the last webinar or the last meeting that we did like this. Which was 2 weeks ago. Again, please accept my apologies, but those things are going to happen. Like next week, we're going to have our deep dive discussion on Tuesday night. There's not going to be a Thursday video because, well, frankly, I'm going fishing. So I won't be around on Thursday, but we will do the Tuesday thing. So a couple of questions. I'm going to let's knock these questions right out of the park here. I'm just going to remind myself. First one. Hey, someone asked me, if they said they deal with low potassium and sodium and asked if it was okay to drink LMNT or Element, which is an electrolyte drink in the morning. Will that break your fast? So is it okay to drink Element in the morning? Absolutely. If you don't know what Element is, it is an electrolyte that is commercially available that doesn't have a bunch of junk in it. I do have some at the office. If you need any, let me know. But basically, it's salt and it's magnesium and potassium, and it actually tastes fairly decent. So no, it won't break your fast because it doesn't have any sugar in it, so it's not going to spike your insulin levels up. Yes, it's perfectly fine to drink that in the morning. There is no problem with that whatsoever. The next question I had was, can I drink kombucha tea on reduction? And the answer to that is absolutely. There's nothing wrong with drinking kombucha tea. Just watch the sugar content because I think some of them are higher in sugar than others. And keep in mind, they do have to put a little bit of sugar in there for the fermentation process to get the bugs the way they want them. And then this same person asked me if they can't use Primal Kitchen due to its avocado base, which we do see this on occasion. We're going to jump into this a little bit deeper. So they ask, should I just use a vinaigrette? And the answer to that is yes. Go ahead and use vinaigrette. You can use, you can actually, if you want to use a dressing of olive oil and vinegar, you're more than welcome to do that as well. It does not have to be Primal Kitchen. So this same individual asked me, I did a video this week on social media about chicken salad. If you don't follow me on social media, I don't know why, because I do even more information there. But I did a video about chicken salad. I use Primal Kitchen Mayo, and this is the same individual that can't do avocado. So she asked if there was an approved mayo that does not contain avocado, which will launch us into the subject that I really want to cover with you. Well, the second thing I really want to cover with you. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. If I can figure out how. There we go. All right, y'all should be able to see my screen now. Oops, pretend like you didn't see any names just then. And hang on here, why is this paused? Technical difficulties here, people. Let's stop that. Gosh, I normally don't struggle with this kind of stuff, but here we are. Google Chrome, we'll just share that. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, so here's what I did. This person asked me if they can't use Primal Kitchen because the avocado oil. So what do you do to find avocado, or what do you use? And one of the things I need you guys to learn for the long run, and I'll keep showing you how to do this, it doesn't bother me, but you can actually just go to Google. And if you do this and you go into Google and just write paleo mayo recipe and hit enter. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to bring up a whole bunch of paleo-friendly recipes. So that puts you in the ballpark. Now, I've shared with you guys a lot of recipes from Paleo Running Mama. So this is the one that I went with. So I just clicked on that link and then I went to jump to recipe, because these guys have to put all their ads in here, which I totally understand. That's how they make a living. Just takes a minute. Come on, jump to the recipe here, people. Oh, I can go back and do it this way. So once it does jump to the recipe, now my computer's being slow. How about that? There we go. Just kidding. That didn't do it at all. My computer is lagging. Okay, here's the recipe. So you come down to the recipe, you just look at what's in it. Okay, 1 large whole egg, pasture raised preferably. Yeah, that's things. 2 tablespoons of fresh juice, fresh lemon juice, 2 teaspoons of spicy brown mustard, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then 3/4 a cup of light tasting olive oil, not extra virgin or avocado oil if preferred. So this is a recipe that you can literally just take from the internet, and instead of using avocado oil, just use an olive oil, and you'll be just fine. So you guys think it's like miraculous that we find you all these recipes? That's really what we do. We just go in and we write paleo, and then we just, paleo meatloaf, paleo spaghetti, whatever it is. That's how we find these recipes. Then we just go through and start altering them for you and sending them to you. I will post the link to this recipe on the video when we repost this video, but that's how we do it. So is there a commercially available mayonnaise that is considered paleo that doesn't have avocado in it? I don't know, but here's one that you can make, and it looks like it doesn't look all that difficult. So that's one principle that I wanted to share with you. The next thing I want to do is I want to share with you what I wanted to announce and what's coming next, which I think is actually pretty freaking cool. We're going to do a meeting. I don't know what my computer is doing today. Next week is going to be our deep dive, and we are going to dive into blood work, specifically functional health levels of blood work and what to look for in your blood work. Because the reality is if we want to maximize your potential and help you have the best energy you've ever had and feel the best you've ever felt, if we want to fine tune that, we got to look at blood work. Okay. So what I've done is I've actually gone in, and if you look at what doctors usually order, it's typically kind of crap. Like they don't order enough tests, and then they don't look at the right numbers when they interpret those tests. And here's the other thing too, is they go in and they order these tests, which are frankly cheap, and then they charge your insurance a fortune for them. And it's something that's been going on since for the eons of time. But there's now a way to get past that. And so what I've gone through, and I've created this, what we call the TruCore metabolic panel. This is a blood test that I'm going to have available for you, that takes all the insurance, takes all the doctor stuff out of it, and we're going to look at it at functional level. So what we'll do is, and I'll send you this website. It's $197 for the test. Okay? And if you look at it and break it down, your insurance will be paying out about $1,000 for this particular test, and eventually that's going to come out of your pocket anyway. But we're going to look at the CBC and this differential and this lipid panel, the comprehensive metabolic panel. Those 3 things are what doctors usually test for, and they usually charge the lab to do these. Those at the lab cost about $50, and then they bill the living daylights out of your insurance. But we're going to add on things like vitamin D, vitamin B12, C-reactive protein, which is going to help us look at your immune system. We're going to look at your lipid panel through a little bit narrower view. And we're going to look at your comprehensive metabolic panel, where we're actually looking for things to break before they're broken. So we don't have to wait till something's wrong to put you on a medication to fix it. We can fix it ahead of time. We're going to look at hormones. We're going to look at thyroid. And we're going to look at fasting insulin, because fasting insulin can actually be an issue 15 years before it actually becomes diabetes, but insurance won't cover it until you're actually diabetic. So doctors just don't order it. So what I'm saying is, we have all these tests available, and there's going to be an introductory price for this test. It's $197. That includes the test, that includes an interpretation and a report with me. And it doesn't matter where you're at in the country. You can do this. Well, there's a couple states that you can't do this, but basically what will happen is when you pay for the test, we're going to set you up inside of something called Rupa Health, and Rupa Health is going to send you an email that's going to get your information. They're going to ship you a lab kit. And I'm in the process of setting it up so you can actually come to my office to get your blood drawn. If you're not local, then there'll be a link inside the email when you set that up to find a lab that you can go do it locally. So there'll be a small draw fee. Then the results come to me. We're going to interpret the results. Then we're going to give you our best recommendations based off those results at a cost that I think is low enough that you should be at least doing this once a year, possibly even twice. But I'm excited about this. It's going to be super cool. So I'm going to give you the link. I'm going to go over here into the chat, and I'm going to drop this link right here so that you can go and check that out. So you can see what that's all about. That's the big announcement that I have. Our Tuesday deep dive classes, we're going to actually go into the numbers of what you should look for in your blood work, and basically why your doctors, why they don't look at the numbers that we're going to look at, and why they don't look at some of these tests as well. So that's the big announcement I have for you. So that's coming. I don't see, nobody's asked me any questions. And I think I've covered just about everything I wanted to for this particular video. So if you have questions, now's the time to ask them. Otherwise, feels like I'm standing up here talking to myself, which is fine. I do that a lot. So I'll give you guys a couple more minutes. In fact, what I'll do is I'm just going to stop the live video or stop the recording, and then I'll stick around for a minute. If anybody has any questions, then feel free to ask them. So let me figure out how to do that. So I'm going to stop the share. The link is in the discussion. Adele, I know what you're thinking. If you want to get this done, just let me know. I know you don't want to do your card online. I get it. So, all right, I'm going to stop the share or stop.